Rose Byrne, I want to congratulate you on this incredible award season so far. Dominic Sessa as well. I mean, Critics' Choice winner himself. This movie, Toe, is so special. Rose, what do people need to know about this movie before they see it?
It's really a David and Goliath story. It's about this, the underdog really taking on massive corporate entity that could not care less about you and is their bottom line is scraping you for all the money that they can. It could be anything she's fighting. It could be an insurance agency. It could be, you name it. So it speaks to a lot of people's struggles, day-to-day struggles, when you're struggling for the basic things and then you're fighting for this huge thing. So it's very relatable, but it's also a really charming film. It has a lightness of touch. It's not heavy. It's despite the subject being, heavy, it's dealt with tonally in a really sweet way, I think. So
It really is. And she is so thankful to have Dominic Sessa's character there in her life at that time. Dominic, what was that relationship like that you play alongside Rose, just forming that relationship to just be that person for her?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, Kevin himself is like such a sweet guy, and you
yeah,
get that energy from
so
him
sweet.
when you meet him. But like you said, I think these characters have different sort of guiding principles, and there are characters who those guiding principles are basically making money. And I think for Kevin at least, it's being supportive. You know, it's funny because the real life Kevin at the time is like my age I am now, and to think
Oh,
like like that sort of at this age to be dealing with that amount of pressure, and also just to be so selfless, like giving
yeah.
so much of yourself as like a person in their early 20s, yeah, just speaks so much to like who
Unusual.
the
Yeah.
character is. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need these people in this world to help people like Amanda. Rose, I mean, this movie already has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. It is just going to take the world by storm. It's yes, it's such a critically acclaimed film already, not even opening in theaters yet, but it premiered. What is this movie like just to be part of this process and just know this is a movie audiences are going to love?
It's really made with all the right reasons. We have an incredible cast: Octavia Spencer, Ariana, obviously Dom, Demi Lovato. Like, people come together because the script was wonderful and the story was very. I hate to use the word important because it sounds so earnest, and the film is really not earnest. It's really presenting the story in a really, like I say, it has a real lightness of touch. But any chance to get this sort of story out there, I think people will discover it, and I think have empathy for Amanda. And like I say, this could be an insurance company. They could be going up against Facebook. They could be going up against any kind of massive conglomerate that could care less about the actual person. So it was fun to just sort of to touch on that and to touch on these characters.
And Dominic, for you, I mean, short filmography in your short career so far, but just incredible performances like The Holdovers. Here again, I mean, what is that like to just be up against Paul Giamatti, now Rose Byrne? I mean, these are just great performers, and you are alongside them and holding your own and just knocking it out of the park as well.
Yeah, I'm just so lucky. To work with these people, and Rose is a perfect example of that. I think, uh, working on this movie, not only with Rose, Octavia, Ariana, Demi Lovato, like an amazing cast, and I think something like this, especially because didn't have a massive budget to make the movie with very short schedule. It's just inspiring as a young actor to be around these very decorated, iconic, legendary people, and seeing them all come together for for a good thing. It feels weird at this stage as an actor to be like, what am I doing? What is this actually helpful, good for the world
Sure.
maybe?
Yeah.
And
What
then
story am I
yeah,
telling?
and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
something like this, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I actually
This is a good one.
I
Yeah.
feel good about what I'm doing,
Good to be a
you
part
know?
of this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a good story, and it's terrific performances, terrific movie. Toe in theaters March 20th. Rose, Dominic, thank you so much for your time.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank Toe is a movie that is going to pull at your heartstrings. It is such a story of perseverance. Director Stephanie Lang, how did you come across this story? Because it is such a story that people need today.
Oh, thank you for saying that. I wanted to make another movie and I was sent the script and I just fell in love with Amanda's story. And obviously, so did Rose and so did this incredible cast. And completely agree with you. Like, this is a story for today.
You've done a lot of TV shows like Physical with Rose Byrne. We'll get to that. Like Palm Royale, like Veep. You've done so many TV shows, episodes, but now back to movies. What's the kind of difference in your directing style when you do a TV show versus now doing a movie?
Well, on this one, like, it's an independent movie, right? So we certainly don't have Apple, money. I'd say that. But it's so similar, really, because it's just the dedication to something and seeing it through and focusing on the details and the nuance of all the characters, which is something I really respond to, whether it's a movie or TV. And so I think it's really the same approach, and it's just like the details matter.
So glad this award season, Rose Byrne is finally getting her due after all of these years of incredible performances. You
Yeah.
worked with her on multiple seasons of Physical. I mean, she is one of Hollywood's best actors right now. What is it like working with her and collaborating with her on another project?
She is fearless, I mean, I was with her for 3 seasons of Physical, and there was never a moment where she is afraid to do anything. She just goes there, goes deep, and rides that line between comedy and drama like no one else. And, reading the script, I knew it had to be Rose. She's incredible. Like, she's also, like, one of the nicest humans and so down to earth, and so it's just such a joy to see her finally getting this respect, and I'm so excited for her.
So true. And she has such a great supporting cast behind her. I mean, Dominic Sessa, but Oscar winners also Octavia Spencer, Ariana DeBose, and then, I mean, Demi Lovato, also music superstar. What was it like assembling all these people for an independent movie like this?
Well, thankfully, they fell in love with Amanda Story and all said yes. And I work with a fantastic casting director, Sherry Thomas, who really like thinks out of the box. And so there were a lot of ideas that like weren't obvious. And then look at Demi, right? Like I didn't seem to be an obvious choice, but she was one of the first people that signed on to the movie after Rose, and just couldn't be happier with this eclectic bunch of people that all just really embody these characters, so honestly.
This movie premiered back in June at the Tribeca Festival, but here we are all these months later. Now it's coming out. What is that anticipation like as the director? Like you filmed it a while ago, it already premiered, but now audiences across the world are going to get to see your project.
I so happy that it's getting out there and that people will get to see it. And honestly, in the world like of our industry today, that we're getting a theatrical release with Roadside Attractions is honestly great. We couldn't be happier. And yeah, I'm excited for people to see it.
Definitely one to see in theaters. Toe, March 20th. Stephanie, thank you so much for your time.